Hi, I'm Paul from the Dingle Butcher, and today we're going to talk about stuffing, specifically brown bread stuffing. We use Jones brown bread from Quiche Corcaguina, and today I'm just going to give you a very simple example of how you could use it for Christmas, and then give you some ideas of how you could also use it in other applications, adding things to it. So the first thing we're going to do for this stuffing is we're going to heat a pan. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to it, and we're going to saute lightly some carrots, celery, and onion. We're going to add some minced garlic and some fresh herbs to that. So everything's just nice and soft. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my minced garlic, and I'm going to add in some chopped parsley and rosemary. And I'm just going to stir that around. Now I have my sauteed vegetables ready to add to my brown bread stuffing. And at this point, you could also add other things, like you could add some mushrooms, you could add some delicious Dingle sausage that Ellen makes, you could add cranberries, you could add nuts. You can go crazy. It's really at your discretion. So now I'm going to add some seasoning to this, a little salt and pepper. And now I'm going to add in my chicken stock. And basically what I want to do is use the chicken stock to bind together. You could also use beef stock. You could also use veg stock. You could also use warm water. You could make a tea from, if you were using dried mushrooms, you could take those dried mushrooms and make a tea and use that. It's basically using the warm liquid as a binder, or the liquid just to kind of pull everything back together. And I want it to come together a little bit more than that. It's kind of crumbly, so I'm going to add a little bit more stock to that and then mix that in really well. Okay, so now we can check that consistency again, and you can see that it holds together really well, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, so now I have my casserole dish. I'm just going to add a little olive oil. I like olive oil. You could use rapeseed oil, you could use veg oil, you could also use butter. Either one, whatever suits your fancy. You're just going to brush it around the outside edges. This is a really important part so that your stuffing doesn't stick to your pan and become one. So we're just going to plop it in there. And now I'm going to take a little pat of butter, or actually several pats of butter. I'm going to pop those right on top of my casserole, my stuffing. And then I'm going to cover that with a little foil. I'm going to put that into an oven that I've preheated to 180°C. Okay, so I cooked it for 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, covered in foil. Then at 30 minutes, I removed the foil, cooked it for an additional 30 minutes at 180. And now you can see it has a nice light crust on the top, and especially nice light crust on the edges. So it's ready to serve. It will be delicious as an accompaniment to your Christmas feast.